Hi, and welcome to my video presentation for my scientific article to obtain the title of osteopath by Nathalie Visser. According to Stanley Rosenberg, author of Accessing the Healing Power of the Vagus Nerve, using the basic exercise from the polyvagal theory can be an effective tool in reducing neck pain. What makes the basic exercise very useful to the osteopath is that it addresses the four basic principles of osteopathy. According to Chila, they are: the human being is a dynamic unit of function. The body possesses self-regulatory mechanisms that are self-healing in nature. Structure and function are interrelated at all levels. Rational treatment is based on these principles. By applying the polyvagal theory and using the basic exercise to enhance and or normalize the function of the nervous system, the patient could positively influence an hyperactive segment by decreasing abnormal afferent signaling. When autonomic balance is restored in the hyperactive segment, the benefits from the osteopathic principles could be seen, such as better movement and less pain in rotations of the head. What is polyvagal theory? Traditionally, the autonomic nervous system is divided into the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. However, in 1994, Stephen Porges presented a new theory, which he published in 1995, explaining another way to view the autonomic nervous system. This is a phylogenetic theory of adaptive reactions to challenge, which he called the polyvagal theory. The name polyvagal is used to emphasize the diverse features of the vagus that include efferents originating primarily from two source nuclei in the brainstem and the prevalence of afferents. He argues that through evolution, our nervous system has evolved into three, not two, distinct branches of the autonomic nervous system where the vagus nerve is in focus. These three branches are: 1. The ventral branch of the vagus nerve, where we feel safe and where social engagement occurs. 2. The sympathetic nervous system, where we try to get to safety, also known as mobilization and fight or flight mode. 3. Dorsal branch of the vagus nerve. If we were not able to get to safety through the fight or flight mode, our bodies start to shut down as a protective mechanism, also known as immobilization with fear. How is the polyvagal theory and neck pain connected? It is when we are in a ventral vagal state that we are able to rest and restore our bodies. Due to the close connection of the ventral vagus and the accessory nerve, if the ventral vagus does not function well, neither will the accessory nerve. Since the accessory nerve is responsible for the motor function of sternocleidomastoid and trapezius, their muscle function will be diminished. When this occurs chronically, the ability to turn our head smoothly will be reduced, thus creating stiffness and pain. Following the polyvagal theory, in order for the accessory nerve to function optimally, we need the ventral branch of the vagus nerve to function optimally. According to Rosenberg, if we can stimulate the ventral branch of the vagus nerve, we will also influence the four other cranial nerves, 5, 7, 9, and 11, for social engagement. He suggests that we can do this through the basic exercise. Potentially, this could offer the osteopath a more sophisticated exercise, one that is based on the osteopathic principles to give to patients rather than the traditional stretch and strengthening exercises. The basic exercise, just like the osteopath, encourages the body's own healing capacity by restoring balance within the craniosacral system and the body. What is the basic exercise? Stanley Rosenberg, a close colleague of Porges, created what he calls the basic exercise. By using this simple exercise, patients are able to positively influence the ventral vagus themselves. These are the instructions. Lie down on your back. Interweave the fingers of both hands and put the hands behind your head. Without moving your head, only move your eyes. Look as far to your right as possible, still being comfortable. Within a minute, you will feel the need to swallow, sigh, or yawn. This is a sign of relaxation of your autonomic nervous system. Now bring your eyes back to the middle and just look straight forward. Repeat the same process as before, but this time bring your eyes as far as you comfortably can to the left. Keep your eyes there until you feel the need to swallow, sigh, or yawn. There is a neurological connection between the ocular and suboccipital muscles, hence why eye movement is used in the basic exercise. Through this exercise, the atlas and the axis will be repositioned, and in doing so, the mobility in the spine and neck will increase. That in turn will enhance the blood circulation of the brainstem, where we find the origin of the 5 cranial nerves necessary for social engagement. Thus, a positive effect can be found on the ventral branch of the vagus nerve, but also on cranial nerves 5, 7, 9, and 11. When you are more familiar with this exercise, you can also do it in a sitting or standing position. The objective of this study was to find out if the basic exercise from the polyvagal theory, which aligns with the osteopathic principles, can reduce neck pain in patients, therefore making it a valid exercise for the osteopath to recommend for patients to use at home. The study was conducted with patients between 20 to 50 years of age with neck pain for more than 3 weeks. The patient could not have any previous cervical spine surgery or current disc prolapse. The patient self-evaluated their pain when turning their head to the right and left, with pain ranging from 0 to 10, min to max, before and after the intervention. The test group. The patients in the test group were supine on the treatment table with the practitioner placing her hands on the occiput according to the basic exercise from the polyvagal theory. The instructions from the basic exercise were followed, with the patient looking to the right for 60 seconds and then to the left for 60 seconds with a brief break in between. The control group. The control group were supine on the treatment table with closed eyes and with the practitioner placing her hand lightly on their forehead for 2 times 60 seconds with a break in between to mimic the test group. The data was analyzed in 2 different ways. The hypothesis that the test group is showing more improvement than the control group in total neck pain was tested with Mann-Whitney U-test. The first set of graphs shows the result of the total amount of pain from both right and left side, turning of the head before and after the intervention. As can be seen on graphs 1 and 2, both test group and control group seem to show improvements after the intervention. Looking at graph 3, it seems that the improvement is larger for the test group than the control group. Table 1 summarizes the average pain scores before and after the intervention. On average, the test group shows an improvement of 4.4 compared to 2.3 for the control group. The hypothesis that the test group is showing more improvement than the control group in the side with the highest pain score was also tested. The second set of graphs shows the results of only the side with the highest pain score, right or left, before and after the intervention. Here is the result from the control group. Table 2 summarizes the average pain scores before and after the intervention on the side with the most pain. On average, the test group shows an improvement of 2.2 compared to 2.0 for the control group. Overall, the test group showed more pain reduction compared to the control group, but it was not statistically significant as the sample size was too small. The sample size is too small to show any statistical significant results. However, the average improvement of total pain for the test group was greater compared to the control group, which indicates the basic exercise could have an effect. Although the same improvement was not observed when only looking at the side with highest pain, this could perhaps be due to the basic exercise relaxing both sides of the neck muscles. What is interesting is that also the control group had positive tendencies in pain reduction. This could be explained by that simply slowing down for a short time and lying down will calm your breathing and your nervous system. Another anecdotal observation is that a number of patients in the test group also commented that they could turn their head further after the treatment, even though the end feel was still painful. These comments did not appear in the control group. It is also unclear for how long the positive effects were lasting and whether the basic exercise had longer lasting positive effects compared to the control group. The hardest part of the study was finding qualified patients and having them self-evaluate their pain. This is also the weakest link in the research, since pain scales varies greatly between people. Some patients answered immediately upon being asked what their pain score was, where others took up to a minute or more while discussing their pain before being able to give a score, even though they were prompted to give the first number that came into mind. With a small sample size of 8 observations, it is not possible to statistically prove that the basic exercise from the polyvagal theory is more effective in reducing neck pain compared to laying down and relaxing. However, the test group did show on average better improvement in total neck pain reduction compared to the control group, which suggests there might be a connection. It is also possible that the range of motion increased while the final pain was the same, and that the pain relief had a longer lasting effect. Future conclusions from reflections upon the study would be to have a larger sample group and to follow up with the patients a day after the intervention to evaluate the lasting effect of the exercise. The test in itself, both for the test and control group, is easy to replicate to a high standard and should present no obstacle. Patients self-evaluating pain will always present a challenge, but a larger sample group should improve those odds. Even though this research study was not able to prove that the basic exercise is a good exercise to recommend, the author of this paper feel it to be of useful value for the osteopath. Thanks to Rainy Case for help with the statistics. Thanks to Priska Vikus for the feedback. And thanks to you for listening. That's it. Bye.